You do have fans from all age groups, don't you?
Yes, some people say it's that when you get older fans, the kids don't like it. It's true with a pocket of kids, but it's much more satisfying to have a good, sort of, I can't think of the word, coverage of, and what's the word? I can't, it doesn't matter. Anyway, more, different types than just one pocket of one packet of little fans in one corner,
Your book, In My Own Right, what's it all about, John?
It's about nothing, if you like it, you like it, if you don't, you don't. That's all there is to it. There's nothing deep or anything in it. It's just meant to be funny.
Entertainment.
I hope.
What about the next one you're writing?
I don't know. I'm just, I don't know whether I'll ever write one if I get, it just depends how I feel. I'm just writing now and then when I feel like. I only do it when I feel in a funny mood,
You mentioned art school. Were you going to be an artist at some time?
I went to art school because there didn't seem to be any hope for me in any other field, and it was about the only thing I could do, possibly. But I didn't do very well there either because I'm lazy, you see. So that's the way it goes.
Did you use your art at all? Have you done any drawing?
I did the drawings for the book. That's the most amount of drawing I've done since I left college.
John, what was your group called originally?
We had one or two names. I had a group before I met the others called the Quarrymen, and then Paul joined it, and then George joined it. Then we began to change the names for different bookings, and then we finally hit upon the Beatles.
And what about the haircut?
It's so long ago we can hardly remember, It was something to do with Paris and something to do with Hamburg, and we're not quite sure now because there's so much been written about it, even we've forgotten. That's true. We just
have to read it up to find out.
Yeah, well, they just make it up about the hair now, but it was something sort of happened between Hamburg and Paris.
What do you feel about all the manufacturers sort of jumping on the bandwagon and all the Beatle shoes and bags and clothes?
Well, most of them spelling it Beatles. We've got some sort of thing in it. I don't know how it's worked. Our accountants do it. So I don't mind it, as long as we're in on it. And the ones that aren't are usually tracked down if you're listening. And the clever ones try and use BEE, but it doesn't often help,
Is there anything you want to do and see while you're in New Zealand?
I want to see this stuff steaming out of the ground.
Rotorua. Will you get up there?
I don't know, we'll try.
Ringo.
Yes.
How do you feel?
I'm feeling fine, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm very well.
That's all right then, we're both all right.
You must be rather thrilled joining them all up again.
Yeah, it was marvellous, a week ago. Week today, Sunday.
Were you told to go quietly at the start?
The doctor advised me, to take it easy for a couple of days, and he said don't sing for a week. So I didn't sing all the time in Australia.
Oh, that's
but
good.
I may start in New Zealand.
That's good.
It's not really singing, actually, it's just shouting.
Ringo, if the group ever packs up, have you thought what you can do?
I can't do very much, really, I don't think,
Have you been trained for anything?
No, I was an apprentice engineer for 4 years, but I'd never go back to that,
Why?
Well, I left it because I didn't like it, so I'm not going back.
Fair enough.
Actually, I think I'd be frightened because when you sort of start, you get used to drills and lathes and all these big machines, but going back would worry me a bit, I think.
Why, I'm going to be very personal, why do you wear 2 rings in each hand? It's a gimmick now, is it?
It is, no, well, it's not. When I was 16, my mother bought me my first signet ring, and I sort of built up from there, and I like jewellery,
Yeah.
So I've had the same 4 on since I was 21, which will be 3 years next month.
And you never taken them off?
Never taken them off.
That's why you're called Ringo, isn't it?
Yeah, but I used to wear different rings when I first got called Ringo at about 59 I got called Ringo.
You've almost forgotten your real name by now, I suppose.
Yeah, when I have to sign my real name, it's
It's a dumb thing.
most times I just write Ringo anyway, and I have to cross it out. All my forms look a terrible mess.
I was born on the 9th of October in 1940, when I believe the Nazis were still bombing us, led by Adolf Hitler. Anyway, they didn't get me. I attended various schools in Liverpool, and still I didn't pass much, to my anti-surprise. As a member of the most publicised Beatles, my and BG&R records might seem funnier to some of you than this book, but as far as I'm concerned, this correction of short writings is about the most wonderful laugh that I've ever read. It's surprising, actually. It didn't read like that the first time I read it.
No, nor me.
But, well, you know, I suppose you read things into it, and this is the way it's turned out this time.
John, Paul translated that for us. Do you think we could have it as it was wrote?
Okay, I was born on the 9th of October 1940 when, I believe, the Nasties were still booming us, led by Mad Alf Heatlump, who only had one. Anyway, they didn't get me. I attended Tavarika schools in Liverpool and still didn't pass much to my auntie supplies. As a member of the most publified Beatles, my and PG&R's records might seem funnier to some of you than this book. As far as I'm conceived, this correction of Short Ritty is the most wonderful laugh I've ever read. God help and breed you all. Right.
Thank you very much indeed, and that, of course, is John Lennon. John, when it comes to writing songs, how do you and Paul go about this? Is one of you particularly responsible for lyrics and the other for music, or do you turn and turn about on the sort
we
of
take it turn and turn about. No, some of them we write just on. Paul will just go off and write one, and I'll just go off and write one. Some of them we've just written independently, but we still call them Lennon-McCartney songs because we write pretty similarly.